Thanks for listening to BYU-Idaho Radio's Evening Headlines for Friday, August 23rd, 2024. I'm Brandon Isle. You made it to the weekend. Strong winds have forced a woman and her son out of their home after giant trees toppled onto the house. EastIdahoNews.com reports 88-year-old Nancy Hinckley and one of her sons were in their house on South 5000 West in Burton when they heard a loud crash yesterday. Corey Hinckley says his mom was in her bedroom and his brother was in the living room when strong winds blew over 3 cottonwood trees. 2 of them fell into the house. Pictures of the damage show the trees crashed right through the roof of the house, which was built in 1939. It's likely a complete loss. The Hinkleys have lived in the home since the 1960s. There are no other reports of damage in the area. The National Weather Service reports there were winds up to 52 miles an hour Thursday night. New data from the State Education Department shows some gains in the annual ISAT tests. The Idaho Standards Achievement Test is given to students in 3rd through 8th grades and 11th grade. It includes math, English, and science portions. The state says 54% of continuously enrolled students scored proficient or better in English, with 24% in the advanced category, but 24% were also in the below basic category. In math, scores show 43% as proficient or better. This is up 2 points from last year. Nearly 31% scored below basic. For science, 42% were proficient or better, up 1 point from last year. About 23% were below basic. You can see how your district did by going online to the accountability website. It's sde.idaho.gov. Each year, Idaho Falls holds the Great Snake River Greenbelt Duck Race, but did you know Rexburg holds one too? It's a relatively recent addition. Madison County Rec District Campaign is holding its annual Duck Derby fundraiser event at Riverside Park tomorrow to raise money to try to put a recreation district question onto the ballot in Madison County. The family event starts at 2 p.m. at the park, where there will be outdoor games, vendors, food decorating stations, booths, and music. The race starts at 6 p.m. at the Rexburg Rapids Lazy River located next to the park. Mark Sunderland, the chair of the Madison Rec District Campaign Committee, looks forward to the community event.
It's a fun activity, and there's nothing quite like watching a bunch of ducks get dumped into a river for a race. It's just its own unique thing. So it's quite the sight, and it's a fun thing to be part of. So if you're interested, just come check it out. You know, there's no commitment.
The winning ducks will receive prizes like a 3-day stay in Island Park, pickleball sets, or gift cards. Ducks can be purchased individually for $5, or for $25, you get 6 of them. You can purchase ducks to compete on the Madison County Rec District Campaign Facebook page. The campaign's ultimate goal is to fund an indoor recreation center in Rexburg. They're currently collecting signatures of those in support of a rec district and are raising money for the distribution notices that would inform citizens of the addition on the ballot.
And in Rexburg, in the summertime, we have a ton of options. But then that darn winter shows up. For those 6 months out of the year, it's just so cold. So unless you're heavily invested into winter sports, there aren't a lot of indoor activities outside of like churches and, you know, school buildings that allow for recreation. So having an opportunity to do, say, like an indoor rec center or just provide greater access to recreation, I feel is a very important thing for the community.
For more information about the duck race, visit the Madison County Rec District Campaign Facebook page. You can also listen to our interview with Sunderland on our podcast feed, just like BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast app. These have been your evening headlines for Friday, August 23rd, 2024. I hope you make your day great. I'm Brandon Isle. You can catch more news and interviews on our podcast feed. Just follow BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast app, or ask Google, Alexa, or Siri to play BYU-Idaho Radio. You can also find us on your social media. Follow us on Instagram, X, Facebook, and YouTube. Be informed, be inspired. This is BYU-Idaho Radio.